I've been thinking a lot about Prince Andrew, especially after his infamous interview on Newsnight with Emily Maitlis. It's been 5 years since then, and if you watched it, you probably understand why he's so reluctant to leave Royal Lodge. It was pretty clear that he struggles with understanding other people's perspectives. He came across as self-absorbed, lacking empathy, and completely missing the point. So, it's no surprise that he's not keen on moving out just because his older brother, King Charles, wants him to. But honestly, there's a much bigger reason why Andrew should move out, and it's not about giving in to his brother. It's about protecting his daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Look, we all know Andrew's reputation is beyond repair. He's 65, and no amount of charity work or church appearances with more respectable members of the royal family is going to erase the damage that's been done. He's like a tarnished relic of the past. But his daughters? They're still young, with potentially bright futures ahead of them, and they deserve a chance to live royal-adjacent lives without being tainted by their father's mistakes. In my opinion, Andrew needs to do the right thing for Beatrice and Eugenie. They've been nothing but loyal, discreet, and respectful through all of this. They've handled the disgrace their father brought on the family with incredible poise. Not to mention, they've supported their mother, Sarah Ferguson, through her recent battle with cancer. That must have been emotionally exhausting, facing their father's fall from grace and their mother's health struggles all at once. What impresses me the most is how they've managed to stay neutral in the ongoing feud between their cousins, Prince William and Prince Harry. Eugenie was especially close to Harry and Meghan, and you can tell that she's been upset by the whole situation. But she's smart enough not to take sides, which is why William still includes both her and Beatrice in royal events like Royal Ascot. That speaks volumes about their maturity. However, if Andrew keeps holding on to his 30-room mansion at Royal Lodge, refusing to downsize to the much more reasonable Frogmore Cottage, he risks dragging his daughters down with him. And the longer he resists, the more damage he does to their reputations. I truly believe that if he stays put, Beatrice and Eugenie's chances of having significant roles in the royal family will diminish. I get it, King Charles showed some leniency while Sarah was dealing with her cancer treatments. But now that she's recovering, it's time for Andrew to move on. The king is even planning to stop funding Andrew's security detail next month, which should be a wake-up call. Andrew needs to act with some sense and think about his legacy. Does he really want to be remembered as the father who couldn't see beyond his own ego to safeguard his daughter's future? We all know about the out-of-court settlement Andrew made with Virginia Giuffre in 2022, related to the allegations against him. Even though he denied any wrongdoing and never admitted liability, the damage was done. And let's not forget how he dragged Beatrice into it, using her as an alibi during the infamous Pizza Express reference. It was unfair to put his daughter in that position, and now, with the upcoming release of a very royal scandal on Amazon Prime, Beatrice and Eugenie will be in the spotlight again. This new dramatization, where Michael Sheen plays Andrew, reportedly portrays him as belligerent and deluded, basically reinforcing the public's negative image of him. Andrew's reputation is beyond saving at this point. So why continue to cling to Royal Lodge when he could be settling into a newly renovated Frogmore Cottage, a much more appropriate place for someone in his situation? I mean, he could turn the yoga studio into a cinema. Sounds more like his speed, doesn't it? In all seriousness, this isn't a fight King Charles can lose. With his health being a concern after Sarah's cancer scare and his own experiences with illness, he doesn't want to leave this mess for Prince William to deal with. And William, too, is aware of how important it is to keep the royal family functioning smoothly, especially if the older generation is unable to perform their duties. If something happens to King Charles before the Wales children are grown, Beatrice and Eugenie could become even more important figures in the monarchy. Alongside other royals like Zara and Mike Tyndall, they could help carry the royal family into the future. They embody the grace of Queen Elizabeth and have shown the resilience and work ethic that their aunt, Princess Anne, is known for. Plus, their warmth and sense of style are drawing attention, much like Kate, the Princess of Wales. But all of this could be at risk if their father doesn't wise up. If Andrew can't see how his stubbornness and refusal to move out of Royal Lodge are jeopardizing their future, then he's even more selfish than I already thought. It's time for him to put his daughters first and finally make the right decision.